Before we jump into the newly released proposed balance changes for next season, huge shout out to Royale API. They do an outstanding job every single time these balance changes come out with this awesome infographic. Let's jump into it. Work in progress balance changes for next season have been released. Definitely drop your comments down below, not only on these because it could influence the final decision, but what was missed. Sneak peek, I actually think Mortar needs a nerf, all right, an HP nerf, and I think that was actually missed. Surprised it's actually not on the nerfed list. All right, let's start off with the buffs. It's going to be the Monk. Now, here's the thing about the Monk. I don't think it was originally nerfed correctly to begin with. I think his ability should have went to 2, and he should have stayed at 4 elixir. This is obviously going to help. Let's see how it plays out inside of the arena. I'm kind of meh about it. I don't use him anymore, to be perfectly honest with you. Moving on to the Firecracker. Here's the thing about the Firecracker. I don't know if this is going to fix her, but sometimes she just stares inside of the arena. So I'm hoping that the increase in speed almost just, of course, it's going to balance her out, but I don't want it to be a super annoying meta with her, but I just want her to be fixed, okay? And stop staring at things in the arena and actually attack. The archers kind of scare me a little bit. I mean, that's a plus 22% DPS and 0.2 seconds faster, 18%. I don't know. I'm kind of nervous about the archers. I think they're going to be super strong. The knight, obviously, he could use a little bit of love. The HP buff will definitely help. Don't know how it's going to play inside of the arena. I still think Valkyrie is a better option. Just one more elixir. The big fella, the Goblin Giant, arguably one of the worst giants, if not the worst giant inside of the game. I think this will help just a little bit, but again, I'm not a Sparky player. You could see an increase of that type of a meta, but honestly, I still think he's not going to be that great. One of, if not my favorite nerf on this, and I played this last night, barely won, but I did win, Rocket Cycle. I love that the Rocket is getting a nerf, minus 17% on tower damage. Love it. Now to the Phoenix. I think this is the 4th, it could be the 5th nerf. Can you just remember back how broken this card actually was? I think this is a pretty substantial nerf, to be perfectly honest. We'll see how it plays out, but the Phoenix was so busted on release, and this is definitely still warranted because it's still a super strong card. The Tornado is very interesting. This has been a hot debate for a long time. I think this is probably not the right nerf, and even Lucas out there on Twitter said this. It's easy King Tower activation. This is actually an indirect nerf to the Graveyard. I'm sure that Graveyard players are not very happy. I don't think this is the right approach nerf-wise. To be perfectly honest with you, I'd rather them just not even nerf it and leave it the way it is and find another way to actually balance it or nerf it. The Archer Queen, still arguably the best champion inside of the game. This looks pretty bad here when it looks like it's 200% slower, going from 0.1 second to 0.3 seconds. I think it obviously is a pretty good nerf. We'll see how it plays out. Her ability is just nasty. If you can get it locked on, I'm telling you, that's the problem with her, of course. But I think this is definitely warranted as she is still super strong inside of the arena. And as mentioned earlier, the Mortar is the #1 card I think that was actually missed, and I'm super surprised it was not on this list. Cannon is another one. I think it's probably one of, if maybe not the strongest building inside of the game at 3 elixir. Again, let me know in the comment section down below what was missed, what you would change about what could potentially go into the game next season. Thank you guys again for all of the continued support. Until the next video, take care and peace out.